Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Tammy Davis and I am your neighborhood alchemist. Welcome to my channel. If you've just joined in or if this is your first time here, check it out. I've got 31 days of essential oils that I was recorded earlier in 2019. I'm currently recording one for 30 days of essential oils, and I'll keep going through this, getting ready to do a blending series that involves how to create elixirs based on their potential as a whole, kind of as a combination. That's what I'm looking for, as opposed to just counting drops, like really taking into consideration which each oil is going to be impacting in the body and how to create a synergistic blend from there. So that will be coming up. And I also have Aromatherapy as a Lifestyle, which you can sign up for. There's a link in the box below. It is a closed Facebook group. However, that's only because I do not want it searchable on the wide web, because it is my life work. If you've been with me for a while, just know how much I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody on this journey. This is so exciting to me. But as I mentioned, this is my life's work. And as an internationally certified master clinical aromatherapist, I also have a background in pharmacology and the study of drug development, plant constituents in the along the lines of drug development in human health. I also have extensive background in the epigenome and the science of nutrition. So that's kind of how all of this comes together. Through all of this work, I have learned an awful lot about nature and how nature actually works via communication, which is basically chemicals. Chemicals are the vehicle with which nature communicates, whether it be plants, animals, human beings to human beings, animals to humans, humans to animals. It's all nature. And this is the reason why we can have, contagious joy or contagious anger, or we just when we find ourselves involved in a group of people, it's the feeding of it's the emission of chemicals that the body can sense and pick up and alter its system, because that's what the epigenome does. It's just consistently changing in relation to the world around, whether it be the internal world or the external world. It's all connected. And you may be wondering how that happens. Well, one fact is that the human body actually has up to almost 700 olfactory receptors throughout the body, not just in the nose. And these olfactory receptors are only called that because they were first detected in the nose. However, we've subsequently discovered that they are throughout the body. They are G-coupled protein receptors, they're very similar to the endocannabinoid receptors, which means they respond to certain lipophilic chemicals or chemical shapes. And so the body's constantly reacting to these various chemicals, and we have quite a few lipophilic chemicals on the planet. Again, whether they be nature-made or man-made, they exist, and essential oils contain nature-made, hopefully, lipophilic chemicals. That's what they are made of. However, what brings me to today is to talk about the immune system. Now, I've talked about it before, but I've never talked about it at this level. And it's really through, as I mentioned, a lot of digging around and getting to understand what the heck is really going on here when it comes to the way the body, with our perception of degenerative disease, okay? And through the Human Genome Project, one of the things, and if you've heard me talk about this, then feel free to turn it off. But I don't think you want to, because I'm going to say something here that may be alarming. In a sense that it's just kind of a mind flip, because it's something we don't talk about. It was something that we probably never even heard before. But before I get there, let me just say, with the Human Genome Project, it was identified that there have been 64 significant genetic adaptations that have occurred to the human genome since the origin of man. I can honestly tell you that a lot of our receptors have evolved over the years. They've changed themselves in relation to what it is our bodies needed. So basically, the human body is not the same as it was 50 years ago, let alone 100 years or 1,000 years ago. We cannot be treating the body the way our ancestors did, again, because it's not the same system. It may be some similarities in there, but we just cannot be using these natural remedies as they were doing in history. What's more, what contributes to that statement is the fact that the environment is definitely not the same. Now, the most recent significant change that occurred was an imprint to the immune system that took place around the time of the Black Plague. And again, this is something that was distinguished during the Human Genome Project. The challenge that we face is that since the 1300s, there's been an advancement in human technology, medications, and so forth, okay? Of course, because now we have 45 million chemicals being consumed around the planet that are produced by man. So we have a lot of changes to the environment. This is another reason why I say we can no longer be using natural remedies the way our ancestors described them, because it's just not the same system. We can't, it's just not the same system. And the thing is with the immune system, though, is through the changes that have occurred, although there was an imprint, and that imprint is what actually saved the lives. That's the reason why we're sitting here today, because it saved lives. That change, that, as I mentioned, the epigenome is designed to adapt, and it's designed to alter itself accordingly. And so through that change in the immune system, the body was able to protect itself at that point from the plague, and people were beginning to survive. And again, that's why we're here. That's big. And yet today, scientists will tell you that the human immune system is the most diverse system that we have, meaning each one of our immune systems is basically as unique as our fingerprints. Now, so there's another reason why we cannot be just treating everybody the same way. And the one thing that has occurred to me that I think we might want to rethink is the fact that our immune system is weak. I can't tell you how many people, you may know people yourself that you'll hear them say, well, I have a very weak immune system. I'm always getting sick. I get colds and I get flus and, yada, yada, yada. It's not weak. If your immune system was weak, if you couldn't protect yourself from illnesses, then you more than likely wouldn't be here, or you'd be living in a bubble. The immune system is not weak. The immune system is working. You may not like the fact that you're always getting colds and flus and so forth. That doesn't mean that it's not working. It means it is working. What's happened is it's not a weak immune system. It's a weak body. It's a depleted body. It's a weak digestive system. And last year I got ridiculed by some people in Santa Fe when I was talking about, because we're coming into we have fall season, right? And then there's the flu season before we get into Christmas season. So we have all these seasons. And so before, people were talking about getting the flu shot and and of course now we have kids that are going back to school. And so there's, all of the immunity around going back to school. And, we have all these free immunizations. And the fact is that the body is the immune system isn't weakened. It's the body that's depleted. And the body is depleted because it's in a chronic state of stress. And it's in a chronic state of stress because of all the environmental pollutants we were talking about. With all these 45 million chemicals, they're stressful to the body. Now, I'm not saying you're exposed to 45 million all at one time, but I think you know what I'm saying. There's a lot. There's a shit ton of chemicals that we're exposed to. And then you add the emotional pollution on top of that. And the body and system is consistently depleted due to stress. And how that works is the second the body becomes threatened by anything, whether it be emotional, environmental, or truly, a physical threat, it slows down the digestive process because it's not intentional. I mean, it's not like it's like broken. It's doing that because the chemistry is needed in other places. It's needed for other purposes. So the body, the digestion slows down. It's no longer breaking down the proteins and the carbohydrates, or the fats for that matter, very effectively. And over time, that becomes a problem because that will also tax and stress the system. And this is where it becomes a very vicious cycle. However, without having the proper level of glucose in your cells, that's energy, right? Or having, fat storage to protect you from toxins as well as for energy. And then for protein, for all the enzymatic processes, plus muscle development and so forth. Of course the body's going to be weak. Of course it's going to be vulnerable. It's not getting the nutrition it needs to keep you strong, and it's not getting it's not getting the nutrients it needs because the body can't break it down. It's not digesting it. So I go back to what I said. It's not a weak immune system. It's a weak digestive and depleted body. Digestive system and depleted body. Oh, the sun just went behind the clouds. Sorry for the funky tone to the screen here. But that's really what's going on. And so the best approach, like I said, this is why I got ridiculed, is to actually go after and strengthen the digestive system. The essential oils are very beneficial because they are signaling molecules, like I said. They are lipophilic chemicals with the ability to influence genetic activity, so they can actually help the cells use the nutrients. They can even help facilitate digestion and helping to break down those macronutrients, and then supporting cellular assimilation. Now you have a strengthened body. It's not about stimulating the immune system. The worst thing that we can be doing, and we're teaching our children, is to run to the pharmacy and go. We have to go to the doctor. We have to go get something to protect our immune, and to strengthen our immune system. So we're getting herbal supplements for immune stimulation. We're using oils for immune stimulation. I say stop it. Use oils that will soothe the autonomic nervous system. Use oils that will support the release of digestive fluids like enzymes and hydrochloric acid, which hydrochloric acid production is diminished during times of stress. So actually supporting the soothing of the autonomic nervous system improves the production of hydrochloric acid. If your body is severely distressed, then add hydrochloric acid to your diet. I mean, take the supplements. There's a link in the box below that you can check that out. I mean, the kind that I take and recommend. I mean, it's really important because the hydrochloric acid, one of the purposes to hydrochloric acid is to help regulate gut bacteria. Guess what? That's where your immune system gets strengthened. It helps. It's supported. Immunoglobulin A, it's an antibody that is produced, and it's one of our front lines of defense, and it's produced in the gut, and it's only produced in relation to the level of acetylcholine in the digestive tract. However, when the body is stressed, the acetylcholine is being used for other purposes and not in the digestive tract. That's a significant understanding right there. So if you really, really want to protect yourself through this season and for ongoing, stop looking at your immune system like it's weak. Understand that it's strong. Understand that it's working for you. If it wasn't, you wouldn't be here. And it helped us survive the plague. People got over it. People got sick, but they got over it. Do you understand that when you have a cold or you have the flu, you actually are sick days before you ever get a symptom? The symptom is just the body basically finishing out. It's called a healing crisis. It's the healing event at that point. And so your immune system isn't diminished. It's really the body is depleted, and it's really a sluggish digestive system. And if you come at it from that angle, like I said, and you use oils to help with the stimulation of digestive enzymes and hydrochloric acid, and helping to regulate gut bacteria. And I'm not suggesting you take probiotics. What I'm suggesting is you actually take hydrochloric acid, which will actually regulate your gut bacteria. And that in turn will support your immune system. Taking probiotics, especially if you have an autoimmune disorder like psoriasis or eczema, is actually going to exacerbate that problem. So I suggest the hydrochloric acid. But again, we're really trying to strengthen the digestive system in order to support the immune system. And a balanced gut bacteria is an imperative to the immune system, but that's also all in the gut, right? Like I just said. And the immunoglobulin A and acetylcholine go hand in hand. It's a synergistic relationship in the digestive system, but we have to support that to take effect. And we do that through taking supplements like hydrochloric acid, or in this case, betaine, which comes in beets, but you can also take it as a supplement form, using oils, and really being very deliberate about focusing on your body's ability to break down macronutrients and assimilate those into the cells to help strengthen the cell and keep you stronger and feeling with more energy. So I think that's it for now. If you have any questions, let me know. I appreciate you being here very much, and encourage you to sign up for my newsletter, which comes out monthly, with the odd occasion if I have an announcement I want to make. And I also want to say that I have a program coming up here on the 28th of September, and this is 2019. It's Healing with an Alchemist. And it really is about raising your frequency, and how to do that with mind, body, and spirit. Seating is limited, or space is limited. It is online on Zoom. So if that's something you'd like to take a look at, that link is also in the box below. And so I look forward to hearing from you. Just know how much I appreciate you. Hope to see you also possibly in Aromatherapy is a Lifestyle, because that is my life's work that I'm happy to share with you. All right. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. I'll talk to you later.